This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the debate on what to do with selection of heritage railway assets is in the spotlight again. COVID-19 cases are expected to increase nationwide, with the government introducing a three-phase plan to deal with the Omicron variant. And one of Christchurch's biggest pool complexes is being closed for some much-needed TLC. Tēnā koutou katoa, kia ora, I'm Simon Anderson. Dunedin Railways has backtracked on a plan to sell a selection of heritage rail assets. The council-owned company was hoping to sell items including 6 old wooden carriages because they were no longer considered suitable for a commercial operation.
Deputy Chairman of the Otago Excursion Train Trust, Grant Craig, is a happy man.
Aesthetic. It was a really good outcome of the work that we've done over this last week, and really they didn't have much options really. That was the best decision they could have made.
He's welcomed the decision to halt the sell-off process of the heritage rail assets after input from the City Council. Dunedin Railways Chairman Keith Cooper says the board's position hasn't changed. It doesn't believe the rolling stock is suitable for future commercial journeys, which is why it launched the now derailed request for proposals. But Craig believes the board jumped the gun.
I think they did. It really felt like a fire sale with the amount of time of the inspections, then dates given for proposals. Yes, it was rushed. I think that was very much a surprise to us and to the council themselves.
Dunedin Railways was put into hibernation in 2020 when passenger numbers fell dramatically due to the hit to tourism from COVID-19. The Train Trust says the 6 heritage wooden carriages deemed as unsafe were fully operational as recently as March 2020. It intends to fight for their survival at the Dunedin City Council meeting next Monday.
We are hoping they discuss the option of the Otago Excursion Train Trust, our business plan. So we're hoping that this would have brought it to the fore as well. So hopefully that's discussed on Monday the 31st.
The council is evaluating alternative operating models for the railway, along with options to store the classic carriages in the meantime. In Dunedin, The South Today.
A 35-year-old man charged with the murder of a Christchurch woman last weekend has been remanded in custody to next month. 37-year-old Juliana Herrera was found dead in her Addington home on Saturday night. Her next of kin in Colombia have been notified and are being supported by New Zealand police and victim support. Police have been carrying out a scene examination and conducting interviews in the neighbourhood. The 35-year-old man charged with Ms Herrera's murder appeared in the Christchurch District Court by video link this morning. He was granted name suppression and remanded in the High Court in mid-February. Associate Health Minister Ayesha Viral has laid out a new three-phased strategy in the government's plan to combat the Omicron variant of COVID-19. Almost 1,000 people are isolating around New Zealand after coming into contact with either a confirmed or suspected Omicron case in recent days.
Adjusting the plan again. Addressing the nation this afternoon, Dr Ayesha Viral warned Omicron could mean about 1,000 cases of Omicron per day across the nation. The Associate Health Minister was given the task of setting out the 3 phases of the government's new Omicron plan, which includes text notifications and other changes.
As part of the text notification, individuals will receive a link to an online portal called the COVID-19 Health Hub. This will provide tailored health advice and resources on everything a person needs to know in clear, translatable and accessible formats.
She says the government is already reaching out to people who don't use computers or smartphones. Overseas experience has shown Omicron is markedly less severe than Delta, with most people able to recover at home. The government says the public should expect more testing, both the traditional PCR tests and rapid antigen testing.
Strict protocols for those testing to return to work for critical workers will include daily symptom checks and daily rapid antigen tests prior to commencing work, strict use of a medical mask put on before entering into the workplace, changed as needed during the day and strictly complying with any infection prevention and control protocols at work.
1 in 5 children under 12 have begun the vaccination program, with many adults getting booster shots recently. Director General of Health Dr Ashley Bloomfield denied suggestions by National Leader Chris Luxon that the government was controlling the number of rapid antigen tests available to businesses.
We have orders in, for example, we have orders in for around 40 million tests between now and the end of February. So far, we have confirmation for only around a third of those, around exact dates and numbers and when they will arrive. This is the same for businesses. What we have said to those suppliers is, in the meantime, we will ensure that we are getting confirmation of those orders and getting them on shore on behalf of all of New Zealand, including businesses.
Ferrell says although they've launched the 3-phase plan, it's not a foregone conclusion how quickly Omicron may spread. But she says the mantra of vaccinate, social distance, contact trace and mask up is more important now than ever, due to the highly transmissible nature of Omicron. In Dunedin, The South Today.
A much-loved Waitati resident has had a rousing send-off through the streets of the seaside settlement. Residents and friends flocked to Doctors Point Road yesterday to give Bruce Shepherd a colourful final goodbye. The tractor and trailer were out for the memorial procession, which celebrated the eccentric life of 72-year-old Bruce Shepherd. The former wool-classer and horticulturalist died last Thursday. He had lived in Waitati for nearly 50 years and was known for making music, throwing parties and loving a good explosion. Shepherd formed the Waitati Militia Band, which performed in the local area and right across Otago. The colourful funeral parade attracted an assorted mix of locals, including 2 Buddhist monks and even a pony. One of Christchurch's biggest pool complexes has been closed over the last few weeks for a major maintenance overhaul. The QE2 pools were off limits to swimmers to allow for detailed cleaning work along with maintaining circulation pumps, filters and heating systems.
A summer break for this popular facility. The Taiora QE2 Recreation and Sports Centre welcomes more than 700,000 people a year, but is closed to undertake maintenance every 3 to 4 years. Aquatics manager Rowan Foley says the work is planned for over the summer holiday period, as the council still has 5 other pools the public can use. But getting almost 1.5 million litres of water out of the largest pool isn't as simple as just pulling out the plug.
No, here at Taiora QE2, the way we do it is we empty one pool, we finish the work on that, and then we pump the water from the other pools into that pool and move on to the next job. So that way we save, over the course of the whole close down, we only need to dispose of water from one pool's worth of water, and that saves us on not only water but also chemicals and heating costs as well.
The work is scheduled during the summer holidays to minimise the impact on swim smart lessons and group bookings. After a day to drain the pool or move the water around, work can begin in earnest.
So it takes a couple of days per pool, and we have contractors that bring in more people when they have more work on. So we have up to sort of 4 or 5 people in the pools at a time. So there's never really a good time to close a swimming pool, but we feel like in the summer pool holidays, when we have other options, that's the best time for us to do it.
The planned work serves to preserve the pool and extend the lifespan of the equipment, as well as reducing unplanned closures and saving on operating costs. In Christchurch, The South Today.
Whākane still to come on The South Today. A man is trapped for hours under his truck in Milton, and we see how the Dunedin community is helping to support those in Tonga. See you soon.
This is the big one. My mate John's massive annual sale starts this weekend. John slashed 20 to 80% off his massive range of rock-bottom warehouse price furniture and beds. That's right, 80% off clearance items. Numbers are strictly limited, so don't delay. It's My Mate John's Ali Fantastic Sale. The big one starts this weekend at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street.
Get that furniture from Stafford Street and My Mate John.
Spark your joy with Jazz, the next generation from Honda.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi there, guess who? Do you recognise the eyes? Oh, okay, it's a haircut. Anyway, it's Lindsay here from Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores are carrying on as usual. Despite what's happening in the world, we have got some great stock for you. Personally, I've spent 50 years in this business and we have some excellent supplier relationships. We've got great stock, it's hand-picked, it's here, it's on time, and it's ready for this great summer.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So, as my favourite cut says, keep calm and carry on.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Namainor, welcome back. A truck driver is in a serious condition after being trapped for nearly 2 hours underneath his truck near Milton. Fire and Emergency New Zealand was notified at around 6:30 a.m. about a truck driving into the ditch of State Highway 1 near the Otago town. The driver was trapped but conscious and able to talk to rescue crews. Extra heavy-duty rescue equipment had to be brought in from Dunedin to free the driver. It took 2 hours to rescue the man who was in a serious condition. Residents in Tonga are still reeling after the massive volcanic eruption and tsunami which devastated the islands earlier this month. Dunedinites are helping out in a range of different ways, with local Tongan community overwhelmed by the response so far.
Arms full of goods to be sent over to help Tongans in need. Members of Dunedin's Tongan community have been busy processing large numbers of non-perishable goods, all donated by locals. Many families here are still unable to contact their relatives in Tonga, but sending supplies is one way they can reach out and help.
But it's just not knowing that they, what's happening over there with them. So if we can help with food, get it to the villages, and then they can get it out to the families as well. So, yeah, that's what's happening.
The local Samoan community has partnered with their Pacifica friends in support of the Tongan relief effort. Coordinators are receiving so many items they can barely keep up with finding places to store them.
We've had to get more boxes. We actually started off with 3, but we've actually had to go get more boxes, and it's just been, just so overwhelming.
Charitable organisations are also continuing to raise funds for Tonga, with Save the Children NZ having collected more than $60,000.
The support and the love and with the community, with our Dunedin community, and just within our hospital community as well. It's just been wonderful. It's, we're just so thankful and grateful for everything that everyone's doing.
Non-perishable food items and other essential items can be dropped off this week at the Dunedin Hospital, Pacifica Churches and the South Dunedin office of Tairi MP Ingrid Leary. However, the Pacifica aid groups are still on the hunt for one important item. They need to secure a shipping container to be able to safely transport all the donated items to Tonga. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Ashburton residents, young and old, have been testing out their green thumbs with an unusual competition, one focused on growing potatoes. The Ashburton RSA's annual Spud in a Bucket competition was held this week, with competitors vying for several potato growing titles. For a $5 entry fee, competitors get a bucket and a Swift variety seed potato. They can tend to their potato in any way they see fit. The judging team were kept busy on the weigh-in day, counting spuds and weighing and recording the mini crops. It's the third time the events have been held in Ashburton, and it's proving to be a popular one.
This is our third year of running it. We started off with 60 entries, then 105, and this year we had 90, which was well above what we thought.
The competition was supposed to take place last year but had to be rescheduled to late January due to COVID-19. After the break on the South today, the Highlanders are hit by COVID restrictions and consider new initiatives, and a Southland softball coach opens the diamond for summer. Hea koko ake nei.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
This is the big one. John /20 to 80% off his massive range of rock bottom warehouse price furniture and beds. It's My Mate John's Ali Fantastic Sale.
My Mate John.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Hoki mai no. The Highlanders have admitted their finances will take a hit after being forced to alter their pre-season matches. The franchise confirmed yesterday fans will be shut out of next month's Farmlands Cup against the Crusaders, due to be played in Western. It will now go ahead on a closed field, meaning the loss of ticket revenue for the Highlanders, as well as fundraising income for North Otago clubs. The Highlanders are expecting the early rounds of the Super Rugby Pacific season to also be played behind closed doors, resulting in the loss of ticket sales. CEO Roger Clark says the franchise is looking at options to be able to host some members and sponsors in groups of 100. One Gore softball coach is ensuring his players are keeping their eye on the ball over the break this season. The Southland under-13 softball players would usually have a few months break over the summer, but their coach is keen to keep the team's momentum going.
A friendly game to ensure their softball skills don't get rusty. Southland under-13 softball players got the chance to compete against each other this week in Gore. The tournament featured Gore's Kingswood team alongside Invercargill's Panthers, Dodgers and Demons. Coach Daniel Torpy organised the tournament to help keep his players' head in the game during the sport's 2-month season break.
So there's quite a large break, and some of the kids that are new to the sport, they learn all these things before Christmas. When it comes to the second half of the season, they're back into it again, so they've forgotten what they've learned.
It's been Toppy's goal for a few years to host the mid-season tournament, and his squad are enjoying being out on the Gore softball field.
Oh, it's good. I've never seen these grounds this packed for ages. And we haven't had a home game at all this year here, so it's good to have someone using it.
The softball season is due to be back up and running next month. In Gore, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A backtrack by Dunedin Railways over selling 6 heritage railway assets has been welcomed by the Otago Excursion Train Trust. The government has announced a new 3-phase plan to deal with the Omicron COVID-19 variant, with cases expected to rise to more than 1,000 per day. And one of Christchurch's biggest pool complexes, Taiora QE2, is closed for a major clean-up and much-needed maintenance. And now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, we welcome Deputy Editor Craig Page. Kia ora, Craig.
Good evening. All the talk today about various shades of red, the government unveiling its 3 phases, of course, for managing the expected surge of Omicron over coming weeks. We're all sitting waiting, I guess. Lots of information about the announcement today. The government's going to reduce self-isolation requirements for COVID-19 cases, and also increase use of rapid antigen tests for those health and critical workers to ensure they can get back to work as quickly as possible. So we get some local reaction to that from businesses and also some of those critical workers to see what they think of it as well. So a bit of the unknown, I guess. So it's going to be an interesting few months, I suspect. One of those heartwarming stories and some cute photos about a horse, a Clydesdale horse named Danny. It wouldn't be the ODT without an animal story. He had to be rescued after being stuck in a roadside drain today. Danny went missing from his Lawrence property this morning. They couldn't find him in his paddock, so the family went out searching and found him stuck up to his withers in mud. So they had to get a tractor and drag him out. They had the road closed while they did this. Good news is he's in good health, and fingers, or should I say hooves crossed, he will still be involved in the cavalcade at the end of this month if it goes ahead. So lovely story there. And just a big day out tomorrow for the Otago women's cricket team, the Sparks, of course. They're playing Auckland in an elimination final, 2020 competition in Dunedin. The winner will play Wellington at the weekend. So they've had a good season so far. We catch up with Hayley Jensen, who's one of the stars of the show, to see how she rates Otago. Strangely enough, the men's elimination finals also being played in Dunedin between Wellington and Auckland. So bit of rain about tomorrow too as well. So that makes me nervous when there's cricket in town. But looking forward to a big day's cricket hopefully, and everyone will go away saying what a lovely place Dunedin is.
Great, Craig. I'm sure they will. Thank you very much. And time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's southern view, an enthralling pathway leading off into the distance. Looking at the situation, the cold southwesterly airflow eases a bit over southern districts tomorrow, dying out on Friday ahead of a fine and warmer weekend. Moving to the centres now, and that warmer weather is already reaching the north of the island, sunny in both Westport and Greymouth on 20 and 21 degrees. Same in the northeast, a fine day on 21 or 22. But the wet weather is present amongst those further south. Showers for Kaikoura and Christchurch, although sun and cloud for Ashburton, all on 16 degrees. Showers slowly clearing for the southern towns, even fine by evening as southwesterlies decrease to a high of 14 degrees. The rain and southwest winds lighten in central as well, a little warmer between 14 and 16. And much the same further north, although the wind and showers persisting a little longer on the coast, 15 there, 16 degrees inland. In Dunedin, strong and gusty southwesterlies carry showers tonight with an overnight low of 9 degrees. Let's see what's happening in the cricket. Continuing tomorrow morning, the wind and rain does diminish during the day, although the cloud and cold temperatures persist. A high of 14 and a low of 8. Mostly cloudy and cool on Friday, with moderate northeasterly winds developing. A few sunny periods likely during the afternoon. A high of 17 and a low of 9. And Invercargill's ahead of the pack, the showers and southwesterlies easing tonight with an overnight low of 7. Things clear tomorrow morning, the cloud breaking in the afternoon for some sunshine, a high of 14 and a low of 4. And it's mostly fine and sunny day on Friday with light winds, a high of 19 and a low of 8 degrees. And that's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz, and you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira kia pai te pō, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.